Hello you guys, and welcome to our channel. This is your reading for the month of August, as well as on this beautiful day, this energy that we're feeling during this Lion Gates portal. This is your reading for that as well. So I'm going to jump into it because it's a pretty detailed and long reading, longer than my normal readings. The first card that I pulled was the card of the day, and this is Suffering in Silence, as you can see. This card right here is telling you that with all the energies that you're feeling right now, you're probably suffering in silence. That can be on a physical level. You might be having physical symptoms because we're getting these different upgrades and downloads from the heavens or from the universe. And so you might be feeling on a physical level, but more people are feeling on an emotional level. Like for me, for example, I've been drained and I've been sleeping and whatever. And I take that in respect as because I'm pregnant and my guides or whatever are getting me to get downloads while I'm sleeping instead of awake because it takes a lot of more energy. So anyway, this right here is telling you that this too shall pass or whatever. You're suffering in silence for a reason. The gates are opening up. Is the next card. Let me get to the next card or whatever because I can say what I'm going to say with the next card. But this is your card for the day. Suffering in silence. So just know why you're suffering. The next card into this reading for the month is New Beginnings. And let me read that. It says, everything in life is constantly vibrating and moving, and therefore continuously changing and evolving. Be aware that a new beginning is on the horizon. Have courage and faith because right now life is trying to nudge you forward and move you in a new direction. So with this card, I also pulled the card Balance that goes along. It's another deck too, but I pulled these cards together. And so this card right here is telling you that new beginnings are on the horizon. And so with that or whatever, you're going to feel different energies, positive and negative energies. You're going to be dealing with parts of yourself that might not be so nice or whatever. And so that's because of this new energy and the new things that are coming into your life. So this right here is telling you to make sure you balance that. As you can see in this picture, it's an angel, and you see a sword, and you see like a staff. The staff represents wisdom. The sword represents strength. So it's telling you to make sure you balance out your wisdom and your strength. And so during this time of transition, which we're all going through or whatever in our life, you need that balance and that strength. So I think that's all for that card. And so the next card, that was off of that card, those two cards. The next card is relationships. So let me read this card. It says, relationships are just mirror images of our own life. How you feel and treat yourself, as well as how you react in response to different situations and people around you. Be aware that every relationship is an opportunity for soul growth. So with that card, I pulled the shadow card. Now this card for some people could mean external relationships, but right now we're focusing on healing ourselves. So this card right here is mainly talking about the relationship within yourself. We cannot have good outside relationships if we do not cultivate good inside relationships. So we have to learn this thing of self-love. And so this right here is telling you that during this transition time, you're going to be battling your shadow, and it's telling you to actually don't really battle your shadow. You're going to be facing your shadow. Let me change it. You're going to be facing your shadow. Don't battle it, because when you battle it, you're going to let your shadow win. What you're trying to do, you're trying to convert and become one with your shadow. So you want to balance that energy. You want to confront your shadow and see what all is going on there, whatever, and embrace those parts of your shadow. Your shadow has actually good points to it. It's just that we let our shadow come out just like our inner child comes out sometimes, and it shows its ugly face. Let me just say that. It shows its face or whatever in certain situations, but it's time for you to take control of your shadow aspect so you can use it as a strength, not as a weakness. So this right here is just telling you to make sure you cultivate that relationship with inside of yourself. So that's all for that card. Those two cards. The next card is, the next two cards are Embrace the Moment. So let me read that one. It says, embrace the moment. Embrace this day, this very moment. Think positively today and repel those negative thoughts. Try not to judge yourself or others. This may be harder than you think. What is actually happening is that you're changing your energy. So we just got finished talking about the energies are changing, and we're being uploaded and having downloads or whatever. So this right here is just telling you that to embrace what's going on. And this right here card that came up with that was Deception and Envy. And so this card is telling you not necessarily deception and envy on the external. This is deception and envy inside. So as humans, we're always battling these two different parts. Well, there's other part of ourselves, the ego part. And so it's telling you, do not be deceived by your ego. Your ego would be envious of the light that you're bringing in, because your ego is pretty much your self-defense mechanism that we have in this human form. So when you start bringing in more light or whatever, your ego gets kind of scared because you're pushing it out of the way. So do not be deceived by your ego or whatever. It's telling you to embrace the moments. You're going to have ups and downs or whatever. And right now, if you have some stuff that need to be healed, you're going to be having a lot of down parts or whatever. So it's telling you to embrace these moments of down parts, but do not stay stuck there. Just make sure you embrace them and get through them. And then you will see that you will get into the positive parts of your life or whatever. If you stay stuck into these negative energies or whatever, that's what start to bring you down. But just let you know that this is a part of the whole process of the healing process. Like I always say, you cannot heal if you do not bring those wounds up or whatever. So to heal. So the next card, that was off of that card. Yeah. Okay. So the next two cards are A Father's Love. That's the first one. A father's love from his son and daughter never dies. The strength gained from such love is often unquantifiable, and that it can be tapped into at any time for whatever reason, whether your father is still here or has passed. A father's love is one of the strongest bonds any of us will experience. And the card that came up with that is temptation. So this doesn't mean that your father is dead on the other side or anything. This right here is saying your heavenly father, your divine father, the universe, whatever you want to call it. Mother Earth is our motherly earth energy, our divine mother. Heavenly Father, the universe, the earth, God, source is our heavenly father energy. So it's telling you during this time of transition that you're going to have certain temptations or whatever. You're going to be battling different parts of yourself, different demons inside of yourself or whatever, and that's fine. It's telling you to make sure you always see this light right here. See, this person's battling. It's two different faces going side to side. This person's battling is trying to reach for this light. It's telling you to reach for the light and stay in the light. Now, by any chance that on your journey, if you stray away from the light, it's reminding you, God is reminding you that he's still there. The universe, whatever you want to call it, the source is still there for you. God never forsakes us. We always forsake ourselves, and we blame God is forsaking us. It's because we have these things in us, whatever, that we put up that we're not worthy of father's love or whatever. So this right here is reminding you that God is there for you, source is there for you, even if you make a mistake and make the wrong decision. And so this right here is just reminding you to reach for that light though all the time. So that is for those two cards. And so the last two cards, I'm kind of rushing this reading because my phone is probably going to cut off because of the timing. I don't have a lot of space, but I'm trying to make sure I get everything out. So the next two cards, the first one is A Child's Love. You can see that. Let me read that one. It says, the love between a parent and a child is one of the most precious and deep connections we make during our time on earth. Children start out as part of us, and from their first cries, they establish themselves as the biggest part of our hearts. Yeah, of our hearts. So the next card that came up is The Waiting Game. So this right here is telling you that make sure you know that you're going through these changes or whatever. Even if you're not spiritual or whatever, people are feeling it because the planet is getting downloads and uploads and heavenly messages and stuff like that. So our consciousness is raising. So know that during this time of transition or whatever, your children that you birth are going through these changes as well. It's telling you the waiting game. It's telling you to be patient and have patience and wait for them. During this time of transition or whatever that we're going through, we know we have to have patience with ourselves. So know that your children are experiencing it too. And it doesn't matter if they're infants, it doesn't matter if they're teenagers, if they're adults or whatever, they're still balanced on the aspects of their self or whatever, even little bitty babies. It might not be anything big, but it is on a soul level. So just know that during this time, they might be, if it's a baby, they might be fussy, not being settled easy and stuff like that. Teenagers might be going through depression and stuff like that. And let me give you an example of that. Something happened today with my son. It's a little disturbing to me or whatever, but we made a pet and we talked about it. And I had to realize too, he is on medication for ADHD or whatever, which I want him to get off of, but that's neither here nor there. But also the energies that are going on too. So of course I'm experiencing these energies. I have to realize and look at my son too. Okay, he's experiencing these energies too because he's a human, he's a soul too. So therefore, not just you're not the only one that's experiencing. Be patient with your children. They're experiencing some of the same things you're experiencing. They just can't talk about it or not willing to talk about it with you or whatever because they're trying to deal with it in their own way, or they can't talk of their babies. So those are your cards for the month of August. I hope you enjoyed your reading. And make sure you, just like I said with these last two cards or whatever, have patience with your child. Just like Heavenly Father has patience with us or whatever and never forsakes us, never forsaking your kids or whatever. So yes, so I hope you enjoyed our reading. Make sure you like our video, subscribe to our channel, and it will be another reading next month for the month of September. And then make sure you check out our YouTube channel too. We have 3 videos on there already. I'm going to post another one this week. So yes, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Peace and love from me and Larry. Goodbye.